we're back out the 2 years, me and Stephen. We're just on a local one, and I'll tell you all about why we're on one of my local ones and one of my popular places once we get going. But as you can see, the sun is practically setting, so we're not going to waste any time. I can fill you in with everything about what's going on tonight, what's potentially going to be like in the morning. But for now, we've got a couple of big backpacks. You'll also see there's an IKEA bag worth of logs and wood and all sorts of cooking stuff, so probably gives you an idea of what's going on tonight. But I tell you what we'll do is let's get the walk in and we'll fill you in when we get closer to where we're going. And just in case you didn't guess, it's St Mary's Loch we're at. And we're also making use of, a quick adjustment there, also making use of a little fire pit that we built on our previous camp a few months ago. It does need rebuilt a little bit. I'll show you that just now. So we'll just come up and you can see I've brought a wee shovel, so what we'll have to do is we're going to dig into that, create a big hole, and that's going to be our cooking surface for the night. But I'll spin you around. So Stephen's is about putting his tent up, and that's one of the interesting parts tonight. I'm going to spin this round and actually show you what Stephen's putting up now, because he's got a new tent and it's got something a bit of a buzz online. So let's have a wee look at this tent and I'll talk you through it. So what he's got here is an X-Dome, so the Durston. Remember months ago when we were at Karur, he was using a X-Mid. Well, that's the chicken pole version. So what this is a freestanding version, and it's, according to the vibe online, this is the lightest freestanding tent you can purchase. So he's just putting it up now. This is going to be his first time ever actually using this tent in anger, so I'm going to let him get his tent up without me bugging him, and we'll have a proper nose at this tent once we're done. I'm actually in my Simone Makalu too, partly because it's winter and partly because we're half expecting a wee dusting of snow overnight, so that's what I'm going to be in. So I'm going to get that up while he's putting the rest of this up, and then I'll join you back in a wee 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. So other than the guy ropes, because at the moment I don't need them, that's my wee tent all pitched. So we check in on Stephen. He was having an issue, I think, because I was locked over and it was one of these. Was that right? One of your ends?
A couple of them came out and it was just kind of weird the way the rope head came out.
Yep.
And I had to actually try and adjust it so it would go back into the hole. So
yep.
I think I'll plug a bit of super glue in there at some point.
So I'll lay over some
There you go, you can show how freestanding it is.
some B-roll footage so you can see that the tent. Stephen's just turning it around now because he's actually just realised. Remember that it's only a one door tent, so the tent doors there. I'll give you some proper little shots of this. Maybe we'll see, the light's actually starting to fade now, so we'll see how much we can show you now. Maybe do the rest in the morning and go over some of the specs. But I can tell you now off the top of my head, I know that's carbon fibre poles. Eastern poles, I think. Yep. I do, and a reason why that stuck in my head, because of the Geordie Rail Camper recently had a video about this. He had to go back about an issue with the poles, and the issue was, if I remember rightly, the little cross point here where the glue is.
This is popped off, won't it, actually?
But they've all been set up new poles. Are these the new poles you've got, or these are the original ones?
It's still the original ones. I think April, everybody's got a new set.
April.
So that's a good thing at Durston. They've kind of taken care of everybody.
Yeah.
Any problem? We had a problem with the inner. I've still to get it sent out yet, but I've got to send my new inner.
I love the look of this. I got one. I'm holding off because that's the one person. I'm holding off the two persons. So me and Caitlin have got an extra light tent I can take as a freestanding tent. But I also quite fancy upgrading my trekking pole tent from the little white one I've got. I've had that a few years now, and going for their two-person version. For me, I always like two-person because I am quite a bit bigger. But yeah, lovely looking tent. I think I'm going to finish off just putting some stuff in the tent. I'll do all the bedding later on, but I think what I want to do is, before it gets overly dark, is get that fire pit rebuilt. So we'll be showing you that with torchlight, I think. And then we get the food on the go. I've got some lovely food tonight, and he's got something a bit tasty for a fire as well. Hey. We've both got a wee chicken soup warmed up. I put mine on the fire, and Stephen's used a little stove that he's just recently purchased. We'll talk about that later. I've just put a steak on as well, a ribeye, and then he's going for something different as well, which we'll show you in a wee minute as well once we get cooking. Unfortunately, we don't have the great light, so we're doing our best to kind of show you what we've got, but we'll probably talk a bit later in the tent. I'll still talk about why we're out in a low camp tonight rather than the summit camps that we're probably going to do, but we'll talk about that at some point tonight, or in the morning even.
Open about 10 minutes, should hopefully do it.
Yes.
How long did you?
Good.
Nice.
Oh, we've just been munching away using the fire. So I had a ribeye and some pork belly slices. I just wanted a lot of fat in tonight, you know. That's good for insulation on a night like this. A night like this, it's -3 right now. What's it, about 6 o'clock? Just after 6. Potentially could get to about -7 overnight. And then, as I mentioned in the intro, there's a real possibility that we might have a wee dusting of snow in the morning. Maybe, you know. Definitely by the following night we are, but fortunately, that's not really on our schedule. He even had a pizza. The only downside to the pizza was maybe touch too much kindling in. Just put a bit too much flame in the bottom, but it's alright though.
Yeah, still tasty.
Looked nice. I've been boiling my water using the fire, and like I mentioned earlier on, it's a wee stove. Is that the stripy hat guy one?
Yep,
Aye.
light one, aye.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
700 kit.
we'll drop a wee link for his channel. Stripy hat guy created a little cone, kind of very similar to the old Storm and Norman cone that you can't buy anymore, and it's stunning. So he's been using that for his boiling water. But the reason why we actually decided to come low, well, obviously part of it was through something I mentioned on the New Year's video, my Happy New Year video, was that I'm moving house. So getting the time to go much further away than a half an hour drive from the house, and then a hike was next to impossible this week. So that gave me that reason for coming for a low camp. But in Stephen's case, he'd never tried the X-Dome, and he wanted a chance to just get it out and see what it's like at a low level first. And just as well, because really a couple of little niggles, things that now you know what to look for. He'll be able to sort back home, and then we'll be ready. We've seen people like Andy Beavers, for example, summit camping that in the snow as well. And we've seen, like I mentioned earlier on, Joddy Wildcamper. He took his one out, and he had a few issues with it that has been addressed and talked about at length. So it's quite nice to see it in the flesh. And but like I say, not much more chat for us for a while. We're just going to settle in, get roasted by the fire, and hopefully get in our tents if they don't freeze up. Already got a solid layer of ice over them. But the sky's clear at the moment, but it's meant to cloud over about 1 o'clock, and that's where there's talks of little drops of snow falling. But hey, we'll see what we see. Right, we'll catch up in a wee bit. Look at that, eh? Dents all crunchy already. There's Baith, just in our tents. I've had a wee hot chocolate outside, and Stephen's just about to get himself a hot drink and all. It's one of them wee things I always say to folk, is you want to get something warm in you before you jump into your bed, especially when you're on a colder camp like it is tonight. There's overly a couple of bits of footage right now. You see our tents are probably freezing over. I think it's like -3 and it's kind of holding that. Whether it drops overnight or not, who knows, we'll see. And there is still that little forecast of potential snow, but again, we'll see. So yeah, gonna sign off the night. Lovely night. Really, I'm actually even warmer than it's say. I shouldn't. I feel I haven't had gloves on all night. But I've got the right layers on, I guess. But I'm just going to strip down now. I always take off my layers and I'll go down to like a base layer, if not more than that, when I jump in the bag.
I've got my mammoth sleeping bag again with me. Yeah, I watched a wee bit of YouTube also. I had a video went live tonight, which was the Happy New Year one, so I'm going to reply to the comments that was on that. And then yeah, probably get signed off. We kind of catch up in the morning, and we've got breakfast as well. I said to them, I was like, we've got the fire, so I'm going to turn it on in the morning and make use of the fire, and regardless of whether we're in 4 inches of snow or no snow, we're going to get a wee cooked breakfast. It's Saturday morning, we can't start Saturday morning with decent cooked breakfast. Plus, we've got a keys of hand moving some furniture, so you know, got to fill them up. Anyway, for me, Robert, it's Mary's Loch, in case I haven't said that, I can't remember if I have, and my Simone Makalu 2, catch you guys in the morning. Good night.
And a very good morning to you all, or afternoon, or whatever time of day it is you watch these videos. So I think it's just after 8 o'clock, 10, quarter past 8, so that's what we've done. We've just get the fire restarted, so we can get some breakfast on. Snow all the way around us, but we seem to have avoided it. I was kind of hoping we'd wake up a wee dust in the snow, but it is literally all around. I've just seen Snapchats from Moffat as well, from Caitlin, and they've got a proper little layer of snow as well. So I guess what I'll probably do is add on a wee bit of footage on the way home, because I'm expecting the drive to be a bit interesting. Yeah, cracking sleep. For some reason I kept needing a pee, but bar than that, it's cosy as hell. How was the X-Dome?
That was fine. Yep.
Obviously we had no real winds to talk in, so...
Never know if there was a bit of cold breeze blowing, but that was fine.
Aye. So, what's the plan? Gonna get settled in, get some grub on, and then head home? Aye. Job done. That's both bags are packed. Stephen's just wrapping up the last of his X-Dome. And yeah, then we're good to go. We both feel like we're going to be going through a pretty atmospheric drive home, because that's our direction and we can see how thick the clouds are from here. So that should be interesting. It's quite often a tricky road, the Moffat to St Mary's Loch road, when it's got some snow and ice in it, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, I'm going to get my bags on and I'll check in and I'll walk back, and then it's I'll maybe give you a bit of footage on the road on the way home, if it's quite nice, you know. Well, that's us back at the car. Just got to get the jackets off and the bags off and get home. Got a lot of packing still to do and the moving house thing. Possibly the next camp I'll be doing is on my own. I know Stephen's not going to make my next date, but depends on when we get back out, who knows. Still hoping I'll get Caitlin out soon as well. and we'll see who else we meet. Like say, there's been a few of the YouTubers particularly have been asking to try and catch up. I'd love to get some wee collabs along this year. So on that note, if you have been looking for a camp and you fancy a buddy, especially in the winter time, drop us a comment, drop us a comment down there, and let's try and arrange something. The nights are long. We were set up there at 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock this morning. And I think I'd been on mowing. It'd been quite a long night there, but having a bit of patter, sit and chat, camp chat and all that, it's much nicer. Anyway, I'm going to sign the video out here. You can see the snow and the hills around us, looking lovely. Anyway, me, Bob from Adventures, and Stephen. See you guys on the next adventure.